This is my highly customized 1968 Chevy C10, and these are the Auxbeam 7-inch Halo LED headlights. So after opening the box, this is what you're gonna see. Of course, you have the two lights, and right off the bat, they look awesome. And it reminds me of some black chrome where it reflects everything, and it's gonna be a nice little modern touch to the front of the truck. We have an RGB controller, and I'm gonna be explaining what that does later on in the video, but that's one of the coolest features about these lights. And we also have a bunch of wiring for the left and right headlight, also some harness adapters. So this is gonna be a pretty simple hookup. It's all plug and play. These lights are actually made for Jeep Wranglers, but the cool thing is that they are a direct fit for these old C10s, meaning that you don't have to customize anything. The only thing you need are longer screws, but we'll get into that later on in the video. Coming in at only $130, these are an amazing deal, and if you want to set for your own project, click on the link in the description and use the code agtrucks for an additional 15% off of your purchase. I highly recommend these lights. These lights are packed with cool features, so let's throw them on the truck and I'll show you what I mean. So typically, most people would start mounting these on the front of the truck and wiring them up, but here on the channel, we're doing something pretty insane with the build, and I have to do something a little more custom than just throwing these on the front of the truck. So let me show you what I want to do. Typically you have your light sitting almost flush to your light bezel, but what I want to do is just sink the light in a little bit more to make it look more aggressive. And I actually got my idea from taking pictures of the truck with no lights at all, and it just looks cool without the light for some reason. It reminds me of a shark with the eyes sunk into the head. So if my theory is correct, it should look pretty badass. Let's get it. Last video, you guys watched me cut up the rad support, and today we're gonna cut it up even more. Here you can see that I cut off the mounting brackets for the light, and I'm simply going to back it up a couple inches by adding in some more metal. So I've got the light mount tacked in its new position, and now I'm going to install it on the truck to make sure that it is the correct depth. I just want to double check before I weld it all up. So as mentioned earlier, I'm going to be using some longer screws just so that I can reach the holes that were originally there, because these lights are a little bit thicker. That's it. That light's ready to go in. We're going to go test fit it and see if it's going to work. The light's in, now we're going to add the bezel, see how that's gonna look. So you can see that the light is sunk in, and there is quite a big gap in between the bezel and the light. So to fill that in, I just cut up a piece of plastic and I put some aluminum tape on the other side. So you can see that with the aluminum tape, it fills in that gap. So I'm gonna have to get some aluminum to finish it up properly, but you get the rough idea, and I think it's gonna look pretty cool. When I was looking around for some headlights, I wanted to make sure I got something that looked cool when it was off, because that's pretty much the only time I'm gonna be seeing it. These lights were perfect. The middle part of the light is the high beam and low beams, and then the turn signal is actually the halo ring. So earlier I was saying that the RGB controller is one of the coolest features about these lights, and the reason I said that is because after you scan the QR code and download the app, you can then change the color of the lights. There's many different functions, and you can even make the lights change color to the beat of a song, so it's pretty impressive. To connect this RGB controller, I hooked it up to a 12-volt battery. It's only a red and black positive and negative wire, and you have other wires for your turn signals, but I haven't hooked that up yet. And I have the wire from the controller plugged into the light, so it should be ready to go. Before we turn on these lights, I quickly want to mention that these work as normal headlights. You don't have to turn them on and off with your phone. That's only if you want to have all the extra features like changing the color. And if you don't want any of those features, you simply don't have to download the app, or you can actually buy these exact lights without the color changing feature. And I will have a link in the description for both of these lights if you want either one. So with my lights hooked up to a 12-volt battery and the app installed on my phone, all I have to do is press the power button up top, and there you go, you see the lights turn on. And then I have a wide variety of colors to choose from, so it's very cool, and you can set it to basically any color you can imagine. And also, if you go on style right at the bottom, you have many different modes to choose from, and that's pretty cool. Set the brightness up again, and that is mode one of many. There's over 250 different modes that you can choose from, and they're all pretty cool. One that I like was 178, and it's just kind of a red dot that spins around. You can speed it up or slow it down. I've been playing with the app for like 3 hours now. I checked out all the modes, and they're all super cool. The app works very well. I'm very impressed with it. There's no delay or lag, or I haven't had it crash, so that's impressive. And the other cool thing that these lights can do is you can download music and have the lights flash to a certain beat. So it blows my mind what these lights can do, especially for the price point. Of course, it's noon right now, the sun is out, so it's hard to see the lights when the truck is outside, but I'm gonna wait till the sun starts setting and it starts getting darker, and we'll really be able to test out these lights. So I'll see you guys in a few hours when it starts getting darker. If you want to buy a set of these Auxbeam headlights, use the link in the description or on the screen. I highly recommend these. I was impressed by pretty much every category. The quality was great, and using the app was very easy, and there was no glitches or lag. I had no issues, so it's impressive to see what they were able to do with this light. And for the price point, I don't think you can go wrong. So as you could see throughout the video, things are just mocked up. So now that I have a plan, I can follow through with it, and I know what I need to do. So that was the goal for this video. And also for a grill, I have a pretty cool idea. On the render, you can see that there's a cool little hex design, and I want to do something very similar to that. And what I'm thinking is getting someone to 3D print the inserts that would go over here, but I think that would be all right, and it would just look great with the headlights and everything tied in. That's it for this video. I was super excited to show you guys those headlights, and there will be a lot more content to come. So with that being said, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.